The true story about the assassins. The very word evokes images of shadowy figures, cloaked and hooded, moving silently with deadly purpose, their presence almost ghostly. Their name has become synonymous with political assassination. Their methods a chilling blend of stealth and ruthlessness, striking fear into the hearts of their enemies. But who were these enigmatic figures, shrouded in mystery and legend? Were they merely ruthless killers, or was there more to their story, hidden beneath the surface? The historical assassins were far more complex than the legends often portray, with layers of intrigue. They were a group bound by faith and driven by political ambition in a turbulent era, navigating a complex world. To understand them, we must journey back to the 11th century, a time of religious upheaval and political fragmentation in the Islamic world, where power was constantly shifting. In the midst of this turmoil, a new power emerged, one that would challenge the status quo, one that would leave an indelible mark on history, remembered for their unique approach to warfare. The assassins were not simply assassins in the modern sense. They were a distinct religious and political movement with their own ideology and goals. Their story is one of intrigue, ambition, and ultimately tragedy, woven into the fabric of history. It is a tale that continues to fascinate and inspire debate even centuries after their demise, a legacy that endures. To truly comprehend the assassins, we must first delve deeply into the intricate and often misunderstood world of Ismailism. This particular branch of Shia Islam, which is itself a minority within the broader Muslim world, faced relentless persecution and was often forced to seek refuge in the shadows. It was from this crucible of faith, struggle and survival that the assassins would eventually emerge. In the mid-11th century, a man named Hassan-i Sabbah rose to prominence within the Ismaili movement, forever altering its course. A brilliant scholar, theologian, and strategist, Hassan-i Sabbah recognized the limitations of conventional warfare against powerful and well-established enemies. He sought a different path, one that would exploit the vulnerabilities of his adversaries and instill a deep-seated fear in their hearts. Hassan-i Sabbah established his base of operations at Alamut, a remote and nearly impregnable mountain fortress located in present-day Iran. From this formidable stronghold, he began to forge an elite cadre of followers, men and women utterly devoted to his cause and willing to sacrifice everything for their faith and mission. These were the Fidai, the devoted ones, who would become known to history as the Assassins, a name that would echo through the ages. The assassins' strength lay not in vast armies, but in the meticulous training of their agents. Young men, often from humble backgrounds, were recruited and subjected to rigorous physical and psychological conditioning. They were trained in the art of disguise, blending seamlessly into crowds and assuming different identities. These warriors-in-waiting honed their skills in hand-to-hand combat, becoming masters of the dagger and the sword. But their most potent weapon was their mastery of stealth and deception. They would spend years infiltrating enemy courts and strongholds, patiently awaiting the opportune moment to strike. The element of surprise was crucial to the assassins' success. Their attacks were rarely frontal assaults, but rather carefully planned and executed operations. They struck at the heart of their enemies, often in broad daylight, creating a climate of fear that extended far beyond those targeted. Section 4, Whispers of Terror, the Assassin's Reach. The assassins' reputation for ruthlessness and precision spread like wildfire throughout the Middle East. Their victims were often high-ranking officials, powerful figures whose death sent shockwaves through the corridors of power. One such target was Nizam al-Mulk, the vizier of the Seljuk Empire. In 1092, Nizam al-Mulk, a man known for his wisdom and administrative acumen, was assassinated by an assassin disguised as a Sufi mystic. The killing sent shockwaves through the Seljuk court and demonstrated the assassin's ability to strike even the most protected individuals. Another notable victim was Conrad of Montferrat, the King of Jerusalem. In 1192, Conrad was stabbed to death by two assassins who had infiltrated his court disguised as Christian monks. His assassination threw the Crusader states into disarray and further solidified the assassin's legend. Section 5, Beyond the Blade, Espionage and the Shadow Network. While the assassinations were their most visible actions, they were just one facet of a much larger and intricate organization. The assassins were masters of espionage, establishing a vast and sophisticated network of informants and agents across the Middle East. This intelligence network provided them with vital information about their enemies, allowing them to anticipate threats, exploit weaknesses, and plan their moves with precision. At the heart of this clandestine network was Rashid al-Din Sinan, known as the Old Man of the Mountain, a title that evoked both fear and respect. A brilliant strategist and diplomat, Sinan effectively ruled the assassins' Syrian branch during the late 12th century, guiding them through turbulent times. He expanded their influence, forged alliances with Crusader lords, and even negotiated with Saladin, the famed Muslim conqueror, showcasing his diplomatic prowess. Sinan understood that true power lay not just in brute force, but also in the subtle arts of persuasion, manipulation, and strategic thinking. He used his agents to spread disinformation, sow discord among his enemies, and influence events from the shadows, ensuring the assassins remained a formidable force.